why don't you go and get something to eat now, please? Go ahead. Sure. Let's start with seniors, and go ahead, seniors. Get something to eat.
Be confident. Why don't you just pick up the box?
Juniors, go ahead. Go ahead, juniors, please. Guess what? I have it stolen. I have it still in my room. And I Gentlemen, we're going to finish up in about 10 minutes. There, if you like.
What's it look like? You gonna be good to go for the football season, you think? Is it long recovery? Can you feel it at all? And I remember you told me once, but you're in wrestling, right? Weren't you be too bad? Oh, okay.
bring the squad back together. It feels great to be kind of in one community with each other again. First thing, we'd just like to thank the Booster Club for setting this up and for our dinner and everything that they do for us. Thank you very much. Thank you. So we're super proud of the accomplishments of the 2020 Titans. And this year, maybe even more so than others, it's been such a community-wide effort. Dating back to our workouts during the summer over here at the park, to a really unusual summer of workouts once they gave us the okay here at Legend, to starting the football season and the school year in a global pandemic, and then all the challenges that went along with that. And there's still challenges in front of us because of this pandemic, but we really are living in historical times. And your accomplishments did so much to galvanize our community and our school, and we're just so happy that we get to get together tonight and recognize all of that. There are so many people that we'd like to thank. We'd like to thank all the parents that helped us with the workouts over in the park while we were in quarantine. We really appreciate it. All the efforts of our Booster Club with pass lists and gate lists and handing out tickets on Thursday night after practice. And all of those special challenges, we're really indebted to a whole number of people, and we're appreciative. Our parents and the loved ones of our players were paramount. Everything that we got done this year. We'll give special thanks to these fantastic coaches that helped us achieve so much. Certainly we want to give thanks to our players and everything that they've been able to accomplish. We're really proud of them. Our game day crew, we can't wait to blow up the helmet and get the atmosphere back to what we've had it in the past, but their efforts on game day were fantastic. The chains and the videos, the sideline setup. And I think one thing that's universal is the idea that our streaming by Mr. Smith has taken us over the top and allowed loved ones from across the country to follow the Titans. And so we're really indebted to Mr. Smith for that. Mr. Axelrod and all the work of the Booster Club has just been fantastic. Tonight is just an example of everything that the Booster Club provides to us, and we couldn't accomplish the things we do without their help. So Evan and everyone, thank you very much. There's no doubt it was a special season. We'll go down in history at Legend. It's really all any of us need to say is that we've been making history in a historic time. Our team showed commitment to each other, a commitment to excellence, to overcome adversity, to become a part of something that's bigger than themselves. I can't thank the team enough for everything that they've done. Here are some of the accomplishments. From preseason number 16 to the Final Four. An undefeated regular season for the first time in school history. A 7-0 start to the season after going 6-0 in 2000, starting the season 6-0 in 2019. The Pride of Parker trophy's now been here for 1,000 consecutive days. In many respects, Legend is considered to be the 5A team of the year this past season. Our coaching staff are the people that I'm especially proud of. Their commitment to the young people in a really challenging time and to our program resulted in a historic season. They've been a part of the golden age of Legend football just like our players have been. And as our seniors look back on their 3 varsity seasons, it's been one of accomplishment after accomplishment after accomplishment. Our coaching staff are the true heroes of our program, and so we're indebted to them. So now what we'd like to do is introduce some of our younger players from our JV team, and we'll have Coach Aldridge do that for us. Thanks, Coach.
At this time, I'd like to have all the JV join me up here. You played JV this year, come on All right, so this year JV was, football was shortened, as short as it was, and JV was shortened even more. We ended up only playing 3 games, but we won all 3. We went undefeated. I don't know if that was for the first time in Legend history or not, okay, but undefeated on JV, went 3-0, still undefeated on the blue turf. There's a lot to be proud of with this young group of guys. And I tell them every year at the beginning of the JV season, okay, that you learn to grow, you learn to enjoy the game playing on JV. When you get to the varsity level, yes, it's fun. There's a lot of pressure. There can be a lot of pressure. This is an opportunity where you get to have fun and you get to play with your brothers. And you have a time to develop. By the time you do get to become a varsity player, you are there and it is your time. And we have fun. It's also time to learn from varsity players and to be in front of varsity coaches. I want to thank the players. I want to thank the varsity players and your support to your JV brothers. I also want to thank my JV staff and for the awesome yet short season that we had. It was memorable and it was great. Really proud of you guys, really proud of your guys' efforts. Yes, it was a short season, but we did great things. Again, just a little bit about our JV season. We did really well. I'm really looking forward to this next JV season. I think we're going to have an even better one. All right. Again, thank you to you guys. You guys were awesome. Couldn't have asked for a better JV group, especially in the season that we were in this year. And that's it. Thank you guys.
And Coach Farley are going to share some memories from the season with us.
Thanks, guys. All right, good evening. So I'm Coach Petro. For the past few years, Coach Farley and I have came up here together, and this has kind of became a little bit of a tradition.
Yeah, and I'm Coach Farley, in case you guys didn't know. We have the pleasure of coaching the offensive line and wide receivers.
So we want to keep your time to minimum, but we thank you for letting us speak tonight.
We want to thank Coach Thielen for the opportunity to coach this season. We both love being around the program and giving back to a game that we both love so much.
And I want to take a minute just to thank our staff. Guys, I love working with you. I love being with you, and we learn from each other every single day. So, love working with you guys.
And I second that. It's the most fun I've had in a long time, and I know this year is trying, but I love being around the players, the coaches, the parents, the managers, everybody associated with it. I also want to thank my 3 boys. They have become a staple around the program. Yeah, Bam Bam is which I hate, by the way. I just, but Nick, I don't hate him. I like him. Nick is the cool 8th grader now, so he's kind of separated himself from the younger 2 brothers. So just Nick and Matthew were around. I love having them around. I just want to thank you guys for treating them like their little brother, right? I mean, good and bad, I know that. But they, believe it or not, they all look up to you guys in a weird way, in a cool way, and in a scary way for myself. I also want to thank my wife. Mrs. Farley is really the engine behind our household that makes everything go. And I know a lot of you guys, you know her as an advisor, you know her as an assistant principal, but she does more for this program than you guys will ever know. And I just want to thank her for allowing me to coach and give back to the game I love.
Yeah, and on that note, Katie's at home watching. I got to thank Katie. This year's been just yeah. This year was a mess. Okay, and to have the unknowns of the season, the unknowns of what a night was going to look like, and quarantines, and having a daughter at home, and Katie just balancing all of that, and to having Jay and our crew stream the game so she could stay home and watch them was just fantastic. So I want to thank her and just take that time to do so.
So each season bring up so many emotions, both good and bad, ups and downs, highs and lows. So we'd like to recap this season in our own special way.
This is our toast to the 2020 football season.
To winter workouts going on as planned.
To a new sled in the weight room.
To not cutting the anchor bolts off on the floor.
To making the custodians mad at us.
To meeting after school.
To gearing up for spring football.
To COVID.
What the is COVID?
To being locked up inside all spring and most of the summer.
To taking the weights outside of the weight room.
To home workouts.
To working out at Tallman.
To having no season.
To Best Sandy Tweets.
Having a spring season.
To Best Sandy Tweets.
To finally having a fall season.
To the protest against Chassa.
To a happy Beth Sandy.
To having less than a month to prepare for the season.
To having to scramble for helmets.
To having more players in our program than we've ever had before.
To driving up to Fort Collins to get new helmets.
To temperature checks.
To wearing masks.
And to throwing them.
To parking on the track.
Do we have a problem?
To the learning position.
To touching the box.
To our managers.
Thank you again for your time.
To BSN Sports.
To our Jordan jerseys.
To Piper and our training staff.
To JT.
To a 50-man roster.
To pregame meals in the tent.
To practicing in pods.
To creating our own broadcasting team of Coit and Ryder.
To a 6-game schedule.
To finding a game in week 1. Thanks, Mullen.
To beating Mesa Ridge 42-0.
To the eye test.
To payback number 1.
To beating Doherty 49-0.
To payback number 2.
To beating Regis 31-7.
Yes, sir!
To destroying their will.
To beating Shap again. 49-0, and it's personal this time, trust me.
To beating Pine Creek at every level.
To kickers and extra points and to wide right.
beating DC 42-14.
To a defense allowing 41 points all year.
To the state playoffs.
To nobody giving us a chance.
To self-quarantining.
To remote learning.
To another home playoff game.
To finally having fans in the stadium.
To beating Fairview 56-35.
To taking that next step and reaching the semifinals.
To Saturday morning coaches meetings.
To Coach Brenning's and Coach Thielen's mobile.
To Valor.
And we'll be back.
To hot tubs and McDonald's.
To a little bit of chicken fried.
To cold beer on a Friday night.
To the boosters.
To life lessons learned.
To Friday nights.
To having the Pride of Parker trophy in our house.
To having heaters on the sidelines.
To lineman dinners.
To cheesy potatoes.
To the Colorado tap room.
To a multiple beverage find.
To floaters.
To sinkers.
To quarantines.
To not missing a game.
To gypsy ladies.
To my Maria.
To siblings.
To the parents.
To the coaches.
To Chaz Alfonso.
To 6-0 undefeated South League champs.
The South League Coach of the Year, Monty Thielen.
To the great players.
To being a
Titan forever. Thank you guys.
All right, real quick, so now I'm going to talk on behalf of my group. I just want to have the managers come up. So Taylor, Mia, Kaylee, Meadow, Tessa. All right, so some of you know this, some of you don't. I can be kind of a huge pain in the butt to deal with, okay? And I like things a certain way, and when they don't go that way, I get moody and I get cranky, and you can ask Katie and she can tell you all about this, okay? But I rely on a lot of different people, okay? I rely on our coaches, and I really rely on our managers. This year, more than any other, was really difficult, okay? We had to get prepped in a month. We had to learn how to fly a new drone. Okay, we had to learn how to navigate stadiums. We had 1, 2, 3 managers, all of them we could bring to games. Okay, so it took a lot. There was a lot of moving pieces. Okay, and these individuals stuck it out, and I'm incredibly appreciative for all that they do. We have a few coming back next year, but we're going to miss Meadow, we're going to miss Kaylee, and we're going to miss Taylor. So give them a round of applause for them. Next, I just want to take a quick minute. I need to thank the seniors. They're going to get their kind of moment from coach, but this senior group is really, really close to me. This is the group that I came in with. I coached their freshman team. I coached them when they were on JV their sophomore year, and then I've coached them their junior and senior year on varsity. So this group means a lot to me. This is my senior year at Legend High School, so to speak, and kind of how I look. But this is kind of how long I've been here. So I'm very appreciative to them and just want to thank them for everything that you guys do. So give it up for them. All right, the individuals I need up here are Jackson Brush, Bryce Voss, Colton Warner, Caden Smith, Rylan Moore, Maddox Skalls, Nick Munoz, and Johnny Brookhart. Please come up here. I'm not going to talk about them just individually, except for one individual who maybe stands out a little bit, and that's Caden Smith. Guys, just real quick for Caden. Guys, you heard in the speech, you heard in the toast, the importance of a kicker, the importance of the ability for somebody to make extra points and to learn and to be a part of our team. Caden, we're really grateful for everything you do, and we're really excited to have you back, buddy. All right. The rest of the individuals up here. Okay. This is kind of a hodgepodge. Okay? We've got quarterbacks, we've got whatever Nick is, okay? We've got some wide receivers, we've got a running back. Okay? This group, what makes this group so special, okay, and what makes this team so special is buy-in. Okay? We bought in this season. Whether it was buying into what COVID looks like for us, or it was buying in for the protocols that we were going to have in place, okay, or buying into what our practices look like, our games look like. This group bought in, okay? And that's what makes them so special. What's so cool to see is there's kind of a baton being passed. Okay? A few years ago, the people that were up here were Kalen, Blake Dowd, Connor Ives, Jackson Muma. Okay? And now you start to see that baton being passed to Colton, to Brush, Bryce, okay? And eventually passed down to Maddox and Johnny and Nick. Okay? The seniors kind of created this thing. They put us on the map. Okay? It is your guys' job to continue to build and grow that legacy. And it's your turn to show that leadership, and it's your turn to lead all the way down. Okay? I'm excited to see what we're going to do. I love you guys, and I thank you guys for a great season.
All right, so I will echo what Coach D said. This is a crazy year, obviously, right? And Coach Thielen said it. We're living in history. We made history. But in my true belief, there is history to be made, okay? And seniors, I, as well as Coach D, came in with you guys. My first year teaching was your first year here. And just to see the growth, to see everything that you guys have accomplished, not only individually, but as a group, is remarkable. And I am so proud to be associated with that. And I just want to thank you guys, you seniors, for showing me the ropes. I didn't start coaching until after my first year of teaching. And so just to come in and you guys took me in, and I'm so appreciative of that, okay? And I just want to thank you guys. So one more round of applause. I need Rudy, Keenan, Josh, Levi, Wyatt, and Cole. Cole B, is he here? The best dressed one. Mike, come down. I mean, Keenan, did they not get the message to dress like? Okay. My goodness. Mike. Thank you. This group, right, has big shoes to fill, okay? Like literally big shoes. James, I learned in sports marketing, wears a size 17 and a half, okay? And you can't find shoes, I also learned, at any regular store, so you gotta order them online. Is that right, James? Where's James? James, is that right? Yeah. Okay. Thank you for being reassuring. But what I will tell you guys is that you guys truly have to fill some big shoes. There's a big responsibility. We have started a tradition of 1,000-yard rushers. You know, passing. We're so versatile that you guys have to be on point. That's my challenge to you guys. You have to take it to the next level. Whatever that means, however you need to do it. But I just want you guys to know that the future looks bright, okay? But it doesn't go without hard work, okay? And I think that you owe those seniors a debt of gratitude for the way they've taught you how to play offensive line. And I'm excited for you. I think everything, you guys did not, in a season where we were going as fast as can be, you adjusted, we had some quarantines, we had all that. What I also find remarkable is we did not have, right? We did not have one quarantine that took us out so we missed any games. That's a tribute to all of you, okay? That's a tribute to the whole program, to buying in. These guys have bought in. They've, in the trenches, a lot of them playing JV, playing multiple positions. Hey, can you play center this week? Yep. Can you play guard? Sure. No problem. So I just want to thank you. I look forward to next season and appreciate everything you've done for me personally, for my family, for this Titan family. And it's been a joy to coach, and I look forward to next year.
All right, we'd like to recognize some seniors right now. Scotty Bolter, come here, buddy. Evidently, Scotty did not get the memo that the old man's getting older every day, because he raises my blood pressure basically every day, right, bud?
Yes, sir.
But he's always got that smile on his face, and while it's half goofy, it just makes me grin all the time. And we're really appreciative that Scotty's been a part of our program and definitely contributed to the success of our team. And we're wishing him nothing but the best in the future. All the best to Scotty. Cannon Bridget. Cannon did not look this thick 1 year ago. Okay. Cannon's been living real well of late, but when he was end of his junior year, we just didn't know if we were going to get him big enough and sturdy enough to anchor the center of our line. And through his hard work and a lot of work by Coach Farley and others with him, he more than held up his end of the bargain. Had a great senior year, was a part of a fantastic offense and offensive line in particular, and we're certainly in a debt of gratitude to Cannon for everything that he's done for us. Cody Lutz. All right, Bodie had the special responsibility of being Scotty's workout partner. Okay? That's not an easy chore, I'm just going to tell you. But, and the quiet, confident way of this young man, he did awesome. He did awesome. And I'm going to be really frustrated when I see him 3 years from now and he's finally filled out. Because he's been in our weight room lifting like a madman for 3 years now. Played some great D-line for us, but more than that, he provided leadership and a calming influence to his teammates, who some of them were kind of all over the board emotionally, physically, throughout their 4 years here. Bodie was nothing but consistent. I'm really confident when I say Bodie's going on to really big things in life. Congratulations. Braden Domer. Dome. You know, there's always guys that just want attention so bad that they're willing to go in the learning position to get it. And I know everybody's smirking underneath their breath, but that's him right here. All he wanted to do most mornings was before 7:15 is get me more fired up than I already was. And if we would have thought 3 years ago when he just started showing up unannounced to zero period, and he was skinny, looked like he'd just come off the side of the road, and if we'd have said that he's going to start for us on defense, make big plays in big games for us, I would have thought that he needed a little more sleep. We needed to talk the next day about it. But he just kept working. And he just kept working at it. And he can run a little bit. And I think all that time in the learning position made him tougher and tougher by the second. And he was more than tough enough for us. We're certainly proud of his accomplishments. Aiden Morrison. We didn't really know if Hayden was going to be with us. through everything that became real complicated in the spring and the geographical distance of Hayden from us, I didn't really know that he was going to play. I didn't know we'd get a chance to have him on our team. And boy, were we lucky that he was. Hayden came on as the season went on. And to have the kind of seasons that we've had here of late, we need to have seniors jump up and have big roles as seniors, be top flight football players for us. And Hayden definitely was that during the course of the year. He's strong, he's athletic, he's tough, and he made our defensive front better than we thought it was going to be. We're so happy that he was able to make it the season with us. We're certainly appreciative of all his efforts, and we wish him nothing but the best. Next, we're going to have Coach Weisberg and Coach Aldridge bring up some of our underclassmen.
All right, so can I have Kate Medina, Billy McGuckin, Luke Sandy, Gavin Taylor, and Jamar Yancey. And Corey Hill. All right. No, yes, I'm Coach Aldridge, D-line coach for everyone at home. I want to start by thanking the senior D linemen, Hayden and Bodie, and then Hayden Lease, who's not here. You guys are leaving a legacy. You guys are leaving really big shoes to fill, and I thank you for that. Thank you so much for your dedication, your leadership, and we're going to miss you. Again, I would also like to thank the coaches for their support. This has been my first coaching career. The last 3 years have been, I don't really know what another coaching experience is like, but it doesn't make me want to leave because of how great we have it here. And it's been a wonderful experience, and you guys have it so good with the coaches that you have here and the experience that you're making here at Legend. I also want to thank my wife, who is at home with our 2 little ones. It has been something really difficult adding on another one just in the past few months, but she's rocking it, and I thank her for her willingness to also let me coach. Moving on to these guys. In the last 3 years, I've seen the development of what we have become just as D linemen, and it has been great. Seeing the way they grow, the way they move, the way they get stronger and get bigger, it's been phenomenal to see the growth of these young men right here and our seniors as well. In the past, we've had great individuals on the defensive line. This year, we had a great unit that worked together. They knew the responsibilities, they knew exactly what they were supposed to do, and when somebody made a mistake, they were on them. They were saying, let's go the next one. Let's get it. As a defense, I was just a defensive line alone with 573 tackles on the season just as the defense. 122 were from the D-line. We had 10 sacks just as a defensive line. And the first 4 games, we only allowed 1 touchdown. That's pretty special. And I'm proud of every single one of you. Thank you. But again, it's just been a really special group, and I'm excited to see the growth that you guys make, even just in the next year, with off-season, with summer, with preseason camp. Everything that we have going on, I'm excited to see, and I've seen you guys already been getting ready in the weight room. It's going to be a special season, even though we even have an even more special season than I could even imagine. So again, thank you to you guys, and that's the deal.
Brecken, Sam, Jackson. I don't see Carter. So the underclass tight ends. Come on up. Coming into the season, this group had 0 starts. And playing tight end in this offense is an extremely difficult thing to do and to get caught up with. And to have to do that at the varsity level when you've had very little experience is not an easy thing. You have to know everything in the pass game. You have to know every pass route combination. You have to know every blocking assignment in the run game. And you have to know all your pass protections. And you have to know every formation that changes for you all the time and every motion and shift. To play tight end in this offense, you have to know everything. And this group did an extremely phenomenal job of working at that and picking it up, and the growth from last year to this year when you guys were sophomores, and we've had a position change. The transformation that I saw in a year was extreme, and it's rare to see that kind of transformation from an entire group. Something that I was extremely pleased with. Brecken coming over from wide receiver, having to learn how to actually play with his hand in the ground. That's not an easy transition. Ask most wide receivers, they want nothing even remotely close to putting their hand in the ground. Okay? And to have to do that in 2 weeks' time because of a quarantine situation and get your first varsity start in a position you've been playing for 2 weeks with an opponent we knew nothing about was a testament to your commitment to getting there, and your commitment to the team. And this entire group has had a team focus since I've gotten to know them. And from a coach's standpoint, that is something that's not coachable, and that is something that lifts teams. So I wanted to thank all these guys personally. Made my year an incredible amount of fun for me. And if we grow like we did from last year to this year into next year, the sky's the limit for this group. So gentlemen, I wanted to thank you.
Let's recognize some more seniors. Jack Bruner, come here, buddy. So we're really proud of Jack. We're happy that he got a haircut prior to coming today. But on a serious note, again, like we really said about Hayden as well, for us to have special seasons, we need to have seniors rise up and have a significantly bigger role than they'd have any other time. And Jack definitely fit the bill with that, without a doubt. Played our boundary corner position really well, was physical. Jack had a lot riding on the season. He really wanted to do well. His family wanted him to do well. And it's a great lesson that we need to invest in the process of getting ready for a season, preparing for a season, and not just simply worrying about how is the season going to go. I really think Jack's a great example that in life, successful people make it happen. Whatever that is. Jack made it happen in the football season for us. Was a significantly better player than he had been as a junior. Was a major contributor to a winning football team. And we're super proud of that. Those are lifelong lessons that will go with all of us, but especially Jack, for decades to come, and we're super proud of him. Good job, man. All right, how about JT Axelrod? JT and Dahl just started showing up to zero period like about 3 years ago. And I think at the time, one of their goals was, we want to see how much trouble we can get into without really getting in trouble. And they were, together with the both of them and Kevin, There were these skinny little freshmen in 0 hour, and they kept coming. And they kept coming. And they're not so skinny anymore, okay? And they worked at it. JT was a significant player for us as a junior on defense. And then to make our team better, we thought putting him at fullback would be an improvement for the team, and he jumped into it wholeheartedly and went at it really hard. And his physical nature of play that really stems from that hard work he did at beginning at freshman year in the weight room made him a really physical football player. That made our offense even more physical, along with our offensive line. And that's really kind of become paramount here at Legend now. We get in 2 backs and a tight end. We get in 2 backs and 2 tight ends. And under the leadership of Coach Burkhart and our offensive staff, we've established an identity that we're going to run the football on you, then we're going to throw the play action over the top of your head. And that has become Legend football on offense. And JT contributed mightily to that as a senior. Because of that, we're super indebted to him, and really happy for things that are blossoming for him as he leaves Legend High. Lots of congratulations to JT Axelrod. All right, let's get tall and skinny up here. He's not so skinny anymore. But I think I had a nightmare the night before we were going to play Ponderosa when he's a sophomore, when he's about 140 pounds, and we're starting him both ways. And he was the best that we had at both receiver and at free safety, and we put a lot on his shoulders. But he's a quiet, confident, intelligent young man. He never shows much stress. And he played great as a sophomore. And then in my opinion, he was lights out, first team all-league receiver his junior and senior year. Certainly as a senior, he was our #1 target going into the season. And he played that role really well, and the team started trying to take him away from us. And that opened up a lot of things for other people. And he was that all-league type player that you need out on the numbers if you're really going to be a good team. And he was that for us for 2 years. On top of that, he was really like an all-state punter in my opinion. And it was definitely a weapon for us, punting the football. And developed a competitiveness in that he took to his receiver position as well. We're going to stay in contact with Blake, because Blake's going off to mine. He's going to get a really prestigious degree, make a lot of money, and he's going to be contributing to Legend football for the rest of his life. Congratulations. All right, let's get Caitlin up here. Yeah! I've been doing this since 1987. Kaylin's the only 3-year starter quarterback I've ever coached. We thrust him into it when he was a sophomore, weighed about $125, and he did great. And then the next year he kept working at it, and he did even better. And then the year after that, obviously, he had an all-league type season, an all-Colorado type season at quarterback for us. And you can't win games at the level we want to play at unless you get solid quarterback play. And Kalen gave that to us for 3 years. I can probably count the interceptions he threw in 3 years as a starting quarterback on my fingers and thumbs. That is really good. He was also a big player with some exceptional quickness and speed that could take the ball the distance. Okay? Now, Kalen is a competitive, emotional young man. I probably never had more higher pitched conversations with our quarterback on the sideline than I had with Kalen. But one thing everybody knew, one thing I knew for sure, Kalen wanted to win. He was super competitive, and he didn't want to take any junk off nobody. And I can appreciate that. We got major holes to fill at quarterback. We feel confident about who we have in our program, but we're definitely missing our 3-year starter, Kalen Shoemaker. We'll have Coach Roshholt, Coach Cunningham, Coach come up and introduce some of our underclassmen.
All right, I need Mello, Cam, Ryan, Jason, Nate, Zach, Caleb, Ethan, Logan, Alex, and Malik to come on up here. Got the largest group. When you run a 3-3-5, that happens. But these young men, I can't say enough good things about them. Their character, their hard work, their discipline. But there's a lot of things this year specifically that stuck out to me. And one of them was when I got quarantined and I'm driving my truck up in the parking lot and I looked down and they started themselves going through our EDDs. Okay? I didn't even have to be there because of their motivation, because of their discipline, because of their passion and desire to do the right thing, and they knew what to do and then went and did it without even having a coach there. That was pretty special to me to see that, and that's just a small testament of what they've done to get to this point. Okay? Great thing is they're all coming back, but this year was a special year as a whole for our defense for a variety of reasons. Coach Aldridge mentioned one of them, but a couple things that stuck out to me were one, I've been coaching, this was year 10. This was the most fun I've had with a position group. Okay, these guys were a blast from Trivia Tuesdays to Wednesday Wisdom. Okay, lots of the things that we had to do, lots of our linebacker type stuff. It was a family, it really was, and it was very special to me. But it even spoke volumes on the field. This year, 7-1, under 13 points a game against us as a defense, 3 shutouts. 15 sacks, 10 picks, 12 forced fumbles, all in 8 games, all school records, and only playing in 8 games. And that's a testament to not only our D-line and our defensive backs, but also these linebackers. And so it was a very special year, and it was because of you guys, so thank you very much.
Let's see, can we get Sam Smith, Clay Smith, Sam Axelrod, and Pierce Kirchner?
Nate Smith. Nate Smith. You said Sam.
Nate Smith. Hey, where's the name? Sam Smith. Well, so I'll go ahead and start off. These guys right here are a fun group to coach. Last 3 years I was coaching on the freshman level and got moved up, and I know some of these guys from that freshman level, and they're a fun group of people to work with and coach. They're characters. They all have just unique personalities, but day after day I'm just proud of them for grinding last summer. Getting into the season, I think we had the best season of defensive backs that I've seen here while I've been at Legend. And they just get after it. They're working to push each other, constantly trying to compete with each other to fight for spots. When you're looking at a 3-3 defense and you only have 3 positions to fight for, they get after it every day. And what I like about this group is that although they're competing, they're fighting against each other. They know how to have a brotherhood as well, and just to have that mentality. We're going to go out, we're going to try show up today, and be game changers. And
And I try to really put that at the beginning of the season. We got to be game changers this year, and most picks in legend history I think really says it. And looking forward to these guys coming back and continuing that.
So to follow that up, to these guys and all the DBs that we coached this year, it really was the best group of guys in the 2 years that I've been with this program, the most coachable. We expected a lot from them starting back in summer. We really worked them to get them to understand, what it was going to take to really be successful in our defense. Because like Coach said, there's only 3 of them on the field, and they have to do a big job out there. And these guys rose to the occasion. Part of that group, we had, in my eyes, Defensive Player of the Year. I don't want to say that, get his head bigger than it already is, but it was fun. And just as a side note, I've been affiliated with this school for 11 years now, and I have to say this is the best coaching staff, for one, I've seen for this program, the best collective group of talent I've seen for this program. So, just huge thanks to you guys, to the coaches for letting me be a part of this. It was truly a good time, and there's only good things to come from this. And for us, it starts with these guys right here. So thank you, and I look forward to next year.
Thinking Nate Smith, Sam Axelrod, and then you're right in between. Hey.
Let's get the big guy up here, James. So it's been just a pleasure to spend the last few years with James. When we first met him, he was a tall, skinny kid that told me he was a baseball player. And look at him now. Okay. And James is really a great kid, and understood that he had a ton of potential, but with those size 17s and a half that he had to start filling out, and to do that he had to get himself into the weight room. Okay. Now it was a bit embarrassing the first time we took James into a weight room, because he was, again, a tall, skinny kid. They're the last ones to develop much strength, but he kept coming back. And at times he was a little frustrated to be lifting with older, bigger guys who were stronger than he was. And you could see it in his face. And I would just tell him, James, listen, your parents are great people. There's some hope for you, man. Just keep coming at it. The guys tell me that your sisters are really good athletes, so just keep on coming back, James. Things are going to keep going well for you. And he just kept coming back. And the next year he got a little bit stronger. And his junior year he got quite a bit stronger. And now sometimes we don't have enough plates for him in the weight room. And he just kept working at it. Okay? And he became a significantly better player as a senior than he was as a junior. And in my opinion, the single biggest decision James made that contributed to the success that he had in his senior year was when he decided he was, with no experience basically, he was going to go out for wrestling, and he was going to go upstairs every day after school and fight with Luke Sandy. And in the end, it made both of them better. I can remember when wrestling season was over, I went to Coach Farley and I said, Coach, tall drink of water is going to be pretty damn good next year. And he's significantly tougher than he was. He's got a lot more confidence in himself than he did. And look at him right now, he blocks out the damn sun. And we're really thankful for everything James and his family's given to our program. I wish to God he had younger brothers, okay? But we're going to keep carrying on, and we're extremely appreciative of everything that James has contributed to us. Congratulations. All right, Connor Eyes.
Let's go, Connor, yeah!
Connor had a major senior season for us. Most of us kind of predicted that it would happen as long as we could keep him healthy. He's got game-breaking speed. He put a lot of work into the weight room, got significantly stronger after his junior year, and role modeled for a lot of our younger players what we wanted about a person developing to the high end of their skill set. And he did that. And he came out as a senior. You know, he was the #1 marked man in our offense, and he just kept delivering. Week after week after week. You could pretty much write it down on paper what he was going to do for us, and he did it on a weekly basis. But on top of that, he became a lot more of a leader as a senior and took on that role and guided a lot of our younger players, gave them confidence, reassured them, organized a number of things that we did during the pandemic that helped us have the season that we did. He's a top flight good student. He's a really good kid. I can remember talking to his parents when they were contemplating where Connor was going to go to school. And we were a bit disappointed that he went to Valor, but we were overjoyed when he came back to us. And I knew him and his buddy that came back to us as sophomores were going to be significant in taking us over the hump. And they definitely were. And for that, we're extremely appreciative. Great. I said a couple of months ago, you know, I've been at this since 1987, and I think you can count on fingers how many families where I coached 3 sons in one family. And let's just say Jackson is unique to his family set, okay? After coaching Mark and Chad, you know, the mold got broke when Jackson came around. And in 34 years of coaching, I don't know if I've coached somebody like Jackson Muma before. But one thing that is undisputed, he's a straight out baller, okay? There's no other way around it. Junior and senior year, he had player of the year type years for us. When you lead the state in interceptions, and then you can make plays at the line of scrimmage in the run game. But listen, that's not coaching. Okay, that's somebody with God-given talent that goes and makes it happen. All right? Now, in between the Friday nights, some of these gray hairs, straight from my guy right here. Okay? But you know what? When you have unique talent, you rise above. Jackson did that as a junior and a senior for us. I can remember having a conversation with him and Connor in the mobile. And I thought as juniors they would be two-way starters for us. I told them both I thought they were first-team all-league players as juniors and as seniors. They backed it right up and did it, just like we thought and hoped they would. There's not a lot of players come out at Legend High School that had the year that Jackson did. And so we're really appreciative of it. He was the cherry on top of our defense, and he made the entire Sunday taste really good. Congratulations. To the victor goes the spoils. So when you're the undefeated league champs, okay, the all-league team is basically your starting lineup. And that's what's the great thing about football is when you achieve at a high level, a number of people get recognized over it. We are just starting to understand that at Legend High. That when the team achieves, everybody gains. Listen to this. Second team all-league, come on up when I call your name. Defensive end, Hayden Morrison. Defensive jet back, Jack Bruner. Fullback, JT Axelrod. Carter's not here, right? Tight end, Carter Helfrich. Offensive line, Rudy Gish. Linebacker, Caleb Bolden. Linebacker, Jason Anderson. First team all-league. Kicker, Caden Smith. Linebacker, Melo Castro. Offensive tackle and defensive lineman, Luke Sandy. Wide receiver, Blake Dowd. Running back, Connor Eyes. Quarterback, Kalen Shoemaker. Defensive back, Jackson Muma. Co-offensive players of the year in the Southern League, Connor Eyes and Luke Sandy. Defensive player of the year, Jackson Muma. On the All-Colorado team, James Betcher. Connor Eyes. Jackson Muma. Kalen Shoemaker. Luke Sandy. Now it's an impressive lineup right there, fellas, okay? The exact same thing can happen this coming fall. Understand that when we commit to a cause bigger than our own, we go for league championships and playoff wins and semifinal appearances, we'll have another row right up here next fall, just like we got right here. Congratulations, Titans. We're about done, Mr. Axelrod.
Okay. I think some of the players have some things to say, but I'll just take these few. Okay, first, you've been hearing all night about what a crazy season it was, and you guys all know that. So some of the season couldn't have happened with of course, the help of all of your families and your parents. And so I want to take a minute just from the Booster Club to thank all of the parents for their support in being at games when they could, understanding when they couldn't, dealing with the crazy ticket sales, offering their time when we needed it, offering donations to keep the program running and meet all the needs. A few people I just wanted to say by name. I wanted to thank Steve and Julie Morrison for getting all of you guys fed every week. Jeff Betcher and Chris Dowd and Bruce Keeler. They had your sidelines set up every week. Joe Keeler she's actually the treasurer for the Booster Club. She makes sure stuff gets paid for, so let's give her a big clap. guy. He got all your chains taken care of every week for the home games. Ron Gish was up in the box keeping stats for you guys, so that got entered in for all your and then just a few other people who are putting stuff in. Larry and Mandy Anderson were helping with events every week. Jamie Brookhart was helping get meals, so let's give them a hand. And then Michelle Axelrod for putting up with me doing all this stuff all the time. And in terms of tonight, special thanks to Kim Betcher for helping put together decorations and getting this all set up for you guys. And then last, and certainly not least, I'm sure I'm probably forgetting someone, so I'll just apologize in advance. I thank everyone. You see when we send out the emails, we always talk about Titan family, and it really does take all of us, all the parents, all the players, all the coaches, to make this program what it's become over the last few years. It's been amazing to see what's happened. So I definitely don't mean to forget anyone, but the last person by name, Jay Smith, of course, for all the video and live streaming tonight. He's behind the camera, but we'll kind of point to him and we'll. And then lastly, just on behalf of the Booster Club and the parents and the players, we wanted to recognize you guys, the coaches, for everything that you guys have done this year. Of course, you guys talked about the talent and the players and overcoming adversity, but yeah, they took some stuff on their own, and yeah, they had parental support, but it was you guys showing up and you guys putting in that work. And I think as a Titan family, we can't appreciate enough what you guys have done. So we wanted to present each of you with a plaque just commemorating the season. Throw it out here just for a second. It's got a championship photo of keeping the Parker Trophy in legend, and it's got each of your names on it, just congratulating you on an amazing season, being undefeated 2020 champs. So Coach Seelan, and Carter, maybe a little bit easier. Let's see, Coach Brookhart. Coach DePietro. Cunningham. Coach Farley. Then you got Coach Wilson. Coach Aldridge. Coach Russell. A couple coaches aren't here, but Coach Weisberg. Another big game for all the coaches, guys. You guys have players have some stuff?
All right, fine. So my speech is on Coach JT, although he's not here, but I'll still give it anyway. Anyway, Coach JT, what a guy, okay? Let me tell you about a football player who then became a coach and helped us get the furthest we've ever been in history. Let me tell you about the myth, the man, the legend, Coach JT. All right, the man. JT was the type of guy to do what the coaches didn't see and help out. When scout team was jacking around, he would yell at them. And I'm not sure if you guys heard. And it definitely was no Farley and Sam Pope. But he got them straightened out. And I can tell you what, he really did. The myth. The only thing more mythical about JT other than his KD ratio in Call of Duty is his sign language on the sidelines with the peach rope. I'm pretty sure he confused the heck out of the stands, and anybody knowing ASL was wondering why he kissed a fish last night. Not a legend. What can I say? He's a bro card. He's a legend. He's a legend at Legend High School on a legendary team. What else? What more can I say?
Coach Weisberg, he is not my position coach, but man, did he coach me. He would also do this thing where he'd grab the skin on the back of my arm daily, drive me insane, it hurt so bad. But anyways, I mean, this guy would coach me on everything. I worked with the tight ends a little bit, not much, but still. Even the running back, he was always giving me pointers, always something I could get better at. I mean, if I messed up in a game, 90% of the time he'd be the first dude I'd be hearing it from. He ain't even my coach. It was great. I had a great relationship with him. To be honest, for the first year, my junior year, I didn't know his name. I had to walk around and ask people. Like, it took me like 3 weeks. Yo, what's his name? Like, no one would tell me. I don't know why. But seriously, great coach, great guy, friend.
So Coach Farley has been our offensive line coach for the last few years. He's an outstanding O-line coach and teacher. And most of the time the O-line does not get enough credit for the things that they do. For this season, he led our O-line to have 4 all-conference players and 2 all-state players. But to be honest, we just started with 5 killer athletes and added a big fiery bald guy. Coach Farley was also well known for his great quotes that apply to some of us. One of my favorite was, his brain was the second smallest thing that he had. I'm pretty sure that was directed toward Luke, but I'm not pointing any fingers. Besides the funny stuff, there are lots of great techniques that I will continue to use through my collegiate career. Just little things, such as aiming at the guy where he's going and not where he is. It's the little things that add up and create value in his coaching, and that I and many other players have come to appreciate. Honestly though, for the reasons we did so well due to Coach Farley's teaching, the team bondings, dinner at his house with cheesy potatoes, early season hill running, and his overall leadership that brought us all together. On a personal note, we could not have played the way we did this season as an O-line, and I would not be going on to play college ball without the help of Coach Farley.
So I have the pleasure of talking about these 2 coaches. You guys want to come up with one? First of all, I'll talk about Coach Wilson first. Coach Wilson actually probably one of the reasons I'm actually playing DB. I came in here as a 130-pound running back. JT knows what that's about. And yeah, anyway, so this is like the most beautiful voice ever. We know this, and honestly, one of the reasons I played defense, and it's a big part of me. I'm so glad that he was like. I mean, I was a weak kid, didn't know how to tackle. He put everything in me. And I'm so glad he stuck with me and actually kept coaching me. I mean, I would give up on me. Next one I got, Coach Chansey. I had the pleasure, I've had so many conversations with this dude. He's probably one of the reasons I've actually played this year, I would say. I was definitely a hothead. I probably shouldn't have even been on the team, I would say. But I mean, I was definitely a hothead last year. But if I did want to learn one thing from both of you guys, push you would be leadership, honestly. I feel like I was the farthest thing from a leader last year and my first 3 years, and I think definitely some of y'all could say that I was a pretty good leader this year. That's all. Hey,
You gotta be sick of it. honest. If you guys asked me a year ago what I would be playing this year, I would have told you running back. And Ross had different plans for me before the beginning of the season, before I knew. And probably my first 10 seconds being with the linebackers, I was in the learning position. Many probably would have given up on me, but Ross didn't. He pushed me to be the best I could, and I have a lot of opportunity now because of him. And I thank you because I'm a better man now.
Alright, so I have the honor of talking about Coach D tonight. Coach D and I met freshman year. We both came in our first year. And then after that, he transitioned to the varsity receivers coach. And he's been with me and the rest of the seniors for the last 4 years. And I know I can speak for myself and many of the other guys and when I say thank you, Coach, for your dedication and investment to this team. You've been a great coach, always bringing me up after I get frustrated, no matter what happens. Always pushing everyone to give their best. Coach D is always creating a positive environment wherever he goes. Builds great relationships with everyone. Thank you, Coach D, for all you've done for me personally and for this whole team.
So unfortunately, Coach Johnston couldn't make it. His family got COVID. So we're wishing well for them and that they get better fast. But I guess I'll just start it off saying Coach Johnston came in my junior year, and I honestly didn't know who the guy was. But I noticed, the first thing I noticed was that his mahogany hair and beard. I can't say ginger anymore. So I stick to mahogany now. Yeah, but no, Coach Johnson came in, and I mean, he had to work under Coach JD, learn all his plays, and I know that would be tough to have to deal with Coach JD all the time. So, yeah, so Coach Johnson, thank you for everything you've done and putting up with the coaching staff and all the players, and I couldn't thank you enough for mentoring me and everyone. So, thank you.
So my past 3 years with Coach Aldridge are a definite highlight of my high school career. From the summer workouts, the EDDs and the shoots, or him kicking James's ass in wrestling practice. Coach Aldridge has really helped make what could have been a terrible senior year into something amazingly fun that I can always remember. If you've ever met with Coach Aldridge or worked with him, you understand the amount of sarcasm this man emits. But it's one of the ways that practices were the most fun parts of the day. So I know, despite this, I know that Coach Aldridge is a wholehearted, kind man, and he's willing to help anyone and everyone that asks, except you'd be met with a bit of sarcasm at first. I have no doubt in my mind that he will be an integral part to this team's success moving forward. And I can speak for everyone I say this, we'll never forget Coach Dev.
I'm talking about big guy right here. I was gonna joke about a lot of stuff, but in all seriousness, I think he's probably the best coach I've ever had. He's probably the most welcoming coach I've also had too. No coach has invited me to their house more than anybody, or more than him. He's damn near the best football mind I've ever met, ever. I think he's a better man than he's a football coach, and he's a pretty damn good football coach. And I appreciate you for everything you've done for this team, and I think I can speak for more than just myself when I say you're a very crucial part of everything that happens. So I appreciate it. Thank you, Coach.
So you can say I've been waiting for this. Earlier today, looked up how to write a speech, and I honestly didn't think the $11 subscription was worth it. I'm gonna do my best here. Coach Thielen is by far one of the greatest coaches I've ever had. He's a great man. Just overall, Monty. I'm on first name basis, by the way. Just like that. I was. But, in all seriousness, Monty, he loves games, he loves what he does for us. But, what I like the most about Monty is he's been there throughout all my high school career. He's been helping me. He cares about the kids more off the field than I would say on the field. He cares that you're going to be a better man. They're going to be a good husband one day, a good brother, good cousin, whatever it may be. But he cares a lot about that. He's a crucial part of this football team every day. He's busting our balls. He's making us work hard. And, there's no way to hell you've seen the hill more than me or that learning position. But, I'm so grateful I had Monty as a coach. It's a feeling. But, you guys should all be grateful we had him. And, just thankful for everything we've done.
So I have Coach Preston. I don't think many of you know him. I didn't even know him. He reached out to me. It was about this time last year when we started working out and getting better. Special teams is a thing about little details, and he made sure that I did everything right. So I thank him for that. And on behalf of me, Blake, Grant, and Nat, I thank him.
We love you, Coach Good!
Thank you.
I